Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing today, boys.
Even to turn 2. And this is a choke point. The field accordions here, and they still look like they're on a pace lap.
Well, this is what I've been waiting for all weekend long to see what's going to happen as we see William Byron takes the lead from Kyle Larson coming up over the top of the hill at 3A. But right here, here's that new section. I've been waiting to see, can you run side by side through this section and for how long?
Yeah, I think you can initially, Jeff. There's not a lot of dirt and gravel out in the outer groove there. And I think as this race wears on, that's going to get more and more difficult.
Down the hill into the carousel. Off to the drag strip.
And Mike, that is huge down. It's huge uphill, and it's also huge down. And here's what you don't realize. They're going uphill to turn 7. There's a little incline going up to turn 7.
And you can really get deep into the braking zone there. It's going to heat up those brakes a lot, but you can make some great passes there.
Yeah, I think
still side by side, by the way, through 7.
I think turn 7 is a really, really great passing zone because it's wide. You can mess up, you can go a little high, go a little low.
No surprise, Kurt Busch. Oh, a little damage.
A little damage.
Being really aggressive. I think maybe too aggressive in that first lap. Made a little contact.
Got to be careful. He rubbed into my 95 car.
Chase Elliott goes for second and gets it. Larson's stuck on the outside.
Now remember, Larson's been on the pole here many times, and he knows what the pace needs to be to save those rear tires. I really believe he's being extra conservative right now. All right, well then how about the 11, Larry? Because I thought for sure with a couple wins with Denny Hamlin that he and Gapart would choose to come down pit road.
To me, if you're one of those guys that you've already won a race and you stayed out like Logano, like Hamlin, you're just thinking about trying to stack up as many points to get as high as you can in the regular season points. But yeah, you would think that they'd be worried more about the big picture, and that's the checkered flag.
Yeah, I think I would want to hear the radio communication with Denny Hamlin after they pit when this stage is over.
Yeah, I think the big picture, maybe in this first stage, I think the big picture comes into play in the second stage as you set up for the finish of the race. So I think everybody tries a little something maybe different here, but I think the second stage, the 20 lap series, where we'll get to see some strategy played out.
Look at William Byron hitting every apex, nailing it just right. He's run 20 time trial laps as we come down to the end of this segment. What's up with Logano?
Also go back to 12.8 when I set everything off. Battery 1. Copy that. Let me know when it gets back to 12.0. If we can leave all the fans off, we'll do the calculations. I think we can run it.
Electrical issues for Logano.
And let me tell you, when you turn all the fans off on a road course, it will cook you.
Stage 1. William Byron in a Hendrick Chevrolet comes across the line to pick up his first stage win. Denny Hamlin stayed on track, and he was the driver that came across start finish and tripped the pits are closed light with 2 to go.
You know, Mike, a lot of times when your car's not right, you have to rely on your pit crew to make up time in the pits. You have to rely on your driver to do something exceptional on the racetrack. It's a sum of all the parts that makes you a winner.
Well, Denny Hamlin is all about these stage points, and I'm just curious if they're thinking that maybe there's going to be some more cautions later in this race where they can make up this lost track position they're going to
Remember, they have wins. They're in the playoffs. Hamlin finished second to Byron in stage 1, and it looks like he's going to win stage 2. Third place, Ricky Stenhouse trying to hold off William Byron and Joey Logano.
No, a little bit surprised. I thought, after all that track position loss, here's that great paddle. See William Byron goes to the inside, and here comes Logano. Is going to push the issue on Stenhouse also. Lost 2 positions, Stenhouse did. But I was a little surprised. I thought that some of these guys that lost so much track position, I thought they'd switch up their strategy as we close out stage 2.
Now that group is 5.5 seconds back of Denny Hamlin, with Brad Keselowski splitting them in second.
Here's a guy in the 11 car says, I'm going to win me a stage. I don't care what we do, we're going to win a stage anyway.
Well, remember what comes along with the stage win? Playoff point.
You just have to look at everything, Mike. You can't look at a win, you can't look at stage points, you got to look at the whole picture.
So Hamlin out front by 3. William Byron, yes, some cars pitted in front of him, but he is up to 3rd in this second stage, piling up the points. Logano, Stenhouse, and Kyle Larson making a nice rebound. He's up to 6th. Then Truex, who pitted, as did Chase Elliott. Then Bubba Wallace, who did not pit. Surrenders 10th place to Kyle Busch.
Mike, it's just amazing right here. This to me is a fun part of the racetrack where we were getting ready to watch Kyle Busch go up the hill and then pop out of nowhere, and there's the carousel.
Daniel Hemrick was in the K&N race yesterday.
Nothing like being a rookie here at Sonoma. This is such a tough racetrack, especially with the carousel being added.
Well, that's why Hemrick and Ryan Preece and Austin Dillon all ran the K&N race yesterday. Preece was first at the checkered flag, but in a very controversial call, NASCAR judged that he had jumped the final restart. Noah Gragson got the win. Around turn 11 and to the start-finish line, Denny Hamlin's going to get his second stage win of 2019. 5 laps to go.
Kyle's got to get by him right here. There he goes.
Yeah, Mark, the 34 car slowed up a little bit and let him get by. He knew that too. McDowell, that was a good job on McDowell's part to kind of ease up out of the way.
I really think right now it's all about Truex doing exactly. Ooh, you see Kyle Busch got in a little bit too deep in that downhill run in turn 4. Almost locked up the brakes. But I think this is where that experience at Richmond that Jamie McMurray talked about for Martin Truex Jr. has got to play out. If he just runs his line and is smooth, doesn't make mistakes, going to make it very difficult for Kyle Busch to make this pass.
I just like the way Martin Truex. I'm sorry I have to say this. He's sitting on a hot stove right now, but he's peeing ice water and doing a darn good job of it.
Of course you had to say it. It's our last one, buddy.
What are they going to do, fire me? Look at that gap. I mean, that's huge over what it was just a lap ago.
1.6.
And I think the tires, I think they kind of are starting to balance out too. Martin Truex is 3 laps older, but I think at this point, it doesn't really matter now.
Larry, should it make a difference with 5 to go?
I don't think it does. I think it's pretty much evened out now. I think it's just who catches the brakes with lap traffic, as we saw with McDowell, and then who just hits their marks.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, I think that gap is pretty big, and that time by Truex had a faster lap.
Hey, how about DiBenedetto? He's not done. Here he comes into turn 10. Inside Kevin Harvick, looking inside.
Oh, he's going to make it
headed
happen.
for 11.
He got him.
4th place.
You know, when a car like Matt DiBenedetto has right now in the drive that he's on, when you run a guy down from that far back, you pretty much say, yeah, man, good job. You got me.
That's right.
Go on.
Have at it. Very nice job by Matt today. All day long. I mean, I love the way he's run all day long.
Mike Wheeler, the crew chief, you saw there briefly, and he was 8 seconds behind Harvick and ran him down. Now he's about 8 seconds behind Ryan Blaney for 3rd with 4 to go.
Well, of course, they're kind of funny. The 18 looks like he catches him because the 19's in the corner. Here comes the 18. It looks like he catches him, but then when they accelerate off, it bounces back out. I think Cole Pern nailed it. We got to hope that Kyle Busch is using this stuff up trying to catch us, and I think he has.
But I'm with you, DW. There's 11 places to make mistakes around this place.
Yeah, there is. And you're counting every one of them.
And Denny Hamlin moves up into the top 5. He's passed Kevin Harvick. They're the leaders with 3 to go.
Pretty good day for Joe Gibbs. Pretty good day for Toyota. Nice run by all these guys today.
What an incredible season they have had so far.
Well, if you look at the Hamlin, who's 5th now, you got DiBenedetto. He's in a sort of a Gibbs car. And the 2 leaders right now, that's a pretty good day for Gibbs and for Toyota. But also, I got to give a tip of the hat to Kevin Harvick too, Mike. I did not think he had a car capable of running in the top 5 today, and there he is in 5th place.
No, I think we'd pretty much written him off earlier on the weekend.
I thought his car was just not that good, but they have worked on that thing and made it pretty decent here at the end of the day.
Quite a battle going on right here. It looks like Jimmy Johnson's car starting to fall off a little bit. And those SHR cars that we saw were so strong in practice, now they're finally
showing up.
Coming to life and showing up here late in this race.
3-car battle for 9th place. Yeah, the furrows in Kevin Harvick's brow yesterday when he was sitting on the pit wall said 20th place.
Yeah, I saw him this morning. I told you, and he said we just don't have it today, DW. You know, we're just going to take what we can get. That's pretty good at taking what you can get, I got to say.
Yes, it is. And pole sitter Kyle Larson's made it up back up into the top dozen.
That will help his average finish here
quite a bit. William Byron started outside pole. He's back at 17th.
Yeah, I think their strategy bit them. I think they obviously won that first stage, but it was kind of all downhill from there. But William, again, he's just done an amazing job on this racetrack from the start to the finish.
2 to go. Lap car just ahead of our leader again, coming up the hill to turn 2.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace.
Don't they look so slow right there? They look like they're barely going. Guess what?
Well, you saw how steep that hill was coming up there.
But they are just barely going there. They're both just trying to they want to get the gas down as much as you can without busting the tires loose. Oh, Bubba. Bubba got off.
Our leader, as he sees Bubba Wallace go out and throw all that dust on the track. Kyle Busch gets through clean.
Yeah, that dust, just that dust alone, it makes you hesitant. You see that dust fine, now what's going to happen next? Fortunately for Bubba, nothing happened, but you never know for sure.
Bubba just got in there a little bit too hot, got wide.
Trying to get offline, give Truex the racing line. Then he moves to the right and gives Kyle Busch the racing line going into the carousel.
And because of that, this is the closest that Kyle Busch has been to Martin Truex Jr.
Well, coming down through the S's here to turn 10.
I think what Kyle Busch wants to do, he needs to get just a little bit closer to put enough pressure on Martin Truex Jr. You can see how hard Kyle Busch is pushing it, because it's exactly what he wants to do, and hope that 19 car makes a mistake.
Guess what? He's only got to worry about 11 turns. That's all he got to worry about now.
White flag in the wind. 1 lap to go. 5 times in NASCAR history, the final pass of the race has been Kyle Busch passing Martin Truex for the win.
And one mistake that can happen is coming up right here. This is turn 3, the left-hander going to a right-hand turn 3. Downhill into turn 4, you can very easily you'll lose traction braking into this corner.
I just watched Kyle Busch through those turns 2 and 3, and his car was sideways. I mean, he's pushing as hard as he can. He's out of grip. I think he's pretty well had it.
And I think this is why Martin Truex Jr. has been so successful today. His car rotates in the middle of the carousel and launches and drives off of this corner so well that Kyle Busch can't get close enough to him to even outbrake him in turn 7.
Yeah. Again, I just go back to what Cole Pern said. We got to hope Kyle Busch is using up his stuff, because we know how aggressive he is, and I believe that's what happened.
The only last lap pass at Sonoma for the win so far. 1991, when Larry Mack's driver Davey Allison passed Ricky Rudd for the win. Then, of course, there was Tony Stewart and Denny Hamlin. But that was a race of a different sort.
And I was going to say, all those were questionable of whether they were actually passes.
Look at Martin. He looks back and says, I think I got this. And guess what?
There it is.
I think he's got it too.
Wow, 6 car lengths in the middle of turn 11, and it might as well be 6 miles. Around the final corner to the checkered flag, Martin Truex Jr.
Way to go, baby. Way to go. Hell yeah, let's get some that possum today. You are the man.
Martin's out of the car. Let's join the celebration with Regan Smith.
Martin Truex Jr., 3rd time at Sonoma, 4th time this season. You get to victory lane here. What an impressive run at the end of that race on old tires. Kyle had fresher tires and was coming for you. How did you hold him off?
Just dug down deep and tried to be smooth and hit my marks. And luckily I was able to have a big enough gap where I could settle in and not feel too much pressure. But it was definitely difficult. That was the longest run of the race there at the end for us on tires, and it felt terrible the last 20 laps. I mean, the last 10 it was just like on ice, just no grip anywhere. But just really proud of all these guys and everybody on this Bass Pro Shops, Camry, everybody at TRD, everybody back at JGR, all the fans, just auto owners, everybody who helps make this thing possible. What a season we've turned this into, and I want to say thank you to DW for all you've done for us, buddy. It's been an honor to watch replays with you calling the races and stuff. I mean, it's just I've been a big fan a long time, so I want to thank you for that, and wish you the best going forward. But this group, man, they're unbelievable. Hopefully we can keep this going.